Friends, in the unit 1 of hydraulic machinery, we have seen the properties of fluids. Properties like specific weight, mass density, specific gravity, viscosity, capillarity, surface tension, etc. In the unit 2 of this subject, we are going to see fluid pressure and measurement of fluid pressure. First of all, we will see what is fluid pressure. The fluid pressure is defined as force acting per unit area, isn't it? Force acting on a unit area is called as a pressure. Mathematically, P pressure is equal to force divided by area. Its unit is Newton per meter square. 1 Pascal is equal to 1 Newton per meter square. And kilopascal is equal to 1000 Newton per meter square. That is, we can also say that kilonewton per meter square. 1 bar is equal to 100 kilopascal. That is 10 raised to 5 Newton per meter square. This pressure always acts in the direction normal to the surface on which the force is acting. Isn't it? You remember that the pressure always acts in the normal direction on the surfaces in which the force acts. Isn't it? The pressure is also expressed as pressure head in the unit meters of water or meters of any liquid. It is called as a pressure head. How it is derived, we will see. Let us consider a vessel in which any liquid, say water, is kept up to a height h. Isn't it? The specific weight of the liquid in the container is W, Newton per meter square. H is the height up to which the liquid is stored in the vessel. Isn't it? Now take a cylinder of small diameter which is open from the bottom as well as from the top. It is placed in this container. Naturally, the liquid which is in the container will be there in this cylinder also. Isn't it? A is the area of base of the cylinder in meter square. Isn't it? Now consider what will be the pressure on this area due to the liquid column above it. What will be the pressure on the area of base of cylinder due to this liquid which is there above this surface. Isn't it? We know that from this formula, pressure is equal to force divided by area. Force at the base of cylinder divided by area of cylinder of base. Isn't it? This force is due to the weight of the water or any liquid which is there in the container. Isn't it? Now, how to calculate the weight of this water? We know that weight we can calculate by volume multiplied by specific weight. And volume is area of base of cylinder multiplied by height is the volume. Area of base multiplied by height of liquid column is the volume. That multiplied by specific weight of the liquid will give you the weight of the liquid, which is also the force due to this weight, isn't it? So the force is W multiplied by A multiplied by H. W is specific weight. So W A H divided by A, this A and H will get cancelled. We get P is equal to W into H. W remaining same, we can express the pressure as meters of liquid volume or meters of liquid which is there in the container. Also, it proves that the pressure at any point in the liquid is directly proportional to the height above that liquid. height of free liquid surface above that point. Here the pressure is h meters of water because there is h meters height over this surface. If you take a point, any point here, the pressure at this point will be the height or the distance, you can say, of free liquid surface from this point will be the pressure at this point, isn't it? So if you want to get the pressure, you multiply it by height, multiply height by specific weight, you will get the pressure in Newton per meter square or kilonewton per meter square. Also, you can express the pressure in terms of meters. That is called as a pressure head, isn't it? So pressure head is the distance of pre-liquid surface from the point at which you want to measure the pressure. Suppose you want to measure the pressure at this point. The pressure head at this point will be the distance from pre-liquid surface to this point, isn't it? In this subject, we are going to use this term pressure head many times henceforth, isn't it? Pressure can be expressed as in absolute units, that is Newton per meter square, Pascal or bar, or it can be expressed as a meters of liquid or meters of water if the liquid is water, isn't it? You can convert it into any manner by using this formula, E is equal to W into H, isn't it? Before going to measure the actual pressure of the fluids, we want to know certain terms in the measurement of pressure. These terms are atmospheric pressure, absolute pressure, gauge pressure, and vacuum pressure. This is a chart, you can say, which shows the relation between atmospheric pressure, absolute pressure, gauge pressure, and vacuum pressure. Isn't it? This is absolute zero pressure line or complete vacuum line. Complete vacuum line. Isn't it? Complete zero pressure, you can see. And the pressure is plotted on this y-axis. This line shows the pressure, atmospheric pressure. A and B are the points which are taken for the references. Atmospheric air exerts normal pressure on all the surfaces in which it comes into contact. This is due to the fact that the air carries certain weight, and this weight is put on all the surfaces on which it comes into contact. The earth is surrounded by air, atmospheric air, you know that, isn't it? Earth is surrounded by air up to certain height, isn't it? And air carries certain weight. It may be less, but it has some weight. And due to this weight, it exerts some force on all the surfaces. And due to this force, pressure is created on every surfaces in which it comes into contact. This pressure is called as the atmospheric pressure. The pressure due to atmospheric air is called as a atmospheric pressure. This pressure is measured with the help of a gauge which is known as barometer. So this is also known as barometric pressure, isn't it? At sea level, the value of atmospheric pressure is 101.3 kilonewton per meter square. That means if you take 1 meter square area, 1 meter by 1 meter area, 101 kilonewton force will be acting on it due to atmospheric air. isn't it? So the atmospheric pressure at sea level is 101.3 kilonewton per meter square. This atmospheric pressure varies from places to places, isn't it? Because the temperature variation is there, moisture content is different at different points. Also, the altitude is different. So, naturally, it is taken reference at sea level at 20-degree temperature. It comes out to be 10.30 Newton per centimeter square. If we want to express the atmospheric pressure in terms of pressure head, it comes out to be 760 mm of Hg or 10.3 meters of water. It will balance a column of 760 mm of mercury or 10.3 meters of water. Pressure head, isn't it? I have already told you that pressure is expressed as in terms of meters also. That the atmospheric pressure head here is expressed as 760 mm of Hg or 10.3 meters of water. Another term is absolute pressure, isn't it? Absolute pressure, gauge pressure, and vacuum pressure, isn't it? This, let us come to this chart. On this chart, atmospheric pressure is shown here. That means this value is 10.3 meters of water, or you can say 101 kilonewton, 101.3 kilonewton per meter square. It is marked here, isn't it? This line is absolute zero pressure. Let us consider 2 points which are one A is above atmospheric pressure and B is below atmospheric pressure. If you measure the pressure at A from this reference, that is from absolute zero, the pressure is called as a absolute pressure. Absolute pressure is the pressure measured with the reference as absolute zero, measured from the absolute zero pressure, that is called as a absolute pressure at that point, isn't it? But if you measure the pressure at A, keeping the atmospheric pressure as data, the pressure is called as a gauge pressure. The pressure which are measured with reference to atmospheric pressure are called as gauge pressures, isn't it? That means on the gauges, the atmospheric pressure will be marked as 0, isn't it? And above that pressure, above the atmospheric pressure, it will be known as gauge pressure, isn't it? Let us consider a point B, which has pressure less than atmospheric pressure. If you measure the pressure at this point from this atmospheric pressure, that is below atmospheric pressure, this pressure is known as vacuum pressure. Vacuum pressure or negative pressure at B, isn't it? And if you measure the pressure at this point B from this point or from this datum line, the pressure, this pressure is known as absolute pressure at B, isn't it? So these are the relations between the absolute pressure, gauge pressure, and vacuum pressure. Vacuum pressure is also known as negative pressure, isn't it? If it is measured with reference to atmospheric